palm reading of Vivek Ranjan Agnihotri, famous filmmaker from Kashmir Files. He has made Kashmir Files a very, very famous movie. He has made various movies and many of them have been successful. His age is approximately 46, 47. What we are looking on his particular hand is what makes him so successful and what are the qualities that we see on his particular hand that make him a very good filmmaker. You would wonder why we are taking a look at the left hand. The reason being, I just have the left hand image. I do not have the right hand image. Normally, people think that for male, we should look at the right hand. Yeah, it is true to some extent, but at the same time, we should basically read both the hands to arrive at the conclusion. It is not necessarily only the right hand has to be considered, we should also consider the left hand. In most people's cases, what is also true is both hands do show similarities. So it doesn't matter much if we are reading the left hand or the right hand. The first question arises, what is so different in his palm? Uh, what is so different about his palm is that he has got two heart lines. These are the two heart lines that we see out here. Normally, in a normal person, what we normally have is that there is one headline and there's one heart line. That is in a normal person's case. But in this particular person's case, it becomes different. The difference is that there are two heart lines. Now, one of the heart lines is short and the other heart line is a little bit long. This is the long heart line, which is almost reaching the first finger. The first finger is the finger of Jupiter. It is when the heart line reaches almost till the first finger, it basically means that the person could be an idealistic person, a sensitive person, and the person may have higher expectations. The second aspect is when a person does have two heart line, it would certainly make the person more emotional. This is the other aspect of one's life. And the heart is going to function on two different planes. So whenever a person is making a movie, uh, if they have something different on their heartline, probably they may be extremely emotional or they would be able to bring out certain emotions on the screen in a much, much better way compared to the other person. The other aspect is that this particular heartline that you're seeing is more appearing and starting on the Mount of Mercury. And Mount of Mercury is the area for skills, calculations, and communication. And normally the heartline does not start somewhere at this particular point. It starts somewhere from the edge of the palm. This is the area from where it starts. And this is the normal location where the heartline starts. But the above the line, the top line that you see, this is the heartline. This is starting on the area of Mercury. So whenever a heartline starts on the Mount of Mercury, it may bring in certain abilities. Some spatial abilities could be seen with this kind of a line. Now, it is not only in filmmaking. Some people can be extremely good at statistics, economics, biology. Like a person could be an extremely good doctor, extremely good person who is very good at statistics or in business. So something very, very different comes up in their life and they're very different from inside. And that's the reason why they may be able to project or be very different from others. The other important aspect that we see on his hand is that the headline. This is the headline and it is kind of leaning a little bit downwards, pointing towards the Mount of Moon. This is the area of Mount of Moon. Mount of Moon is a planet that changes phases on a daily basis. There's a new phase on a daily basis. So whenever the headline moves towards the amount of moon, it could make a person very imaginative. A person could be an extremely good visualizer, and the person could be very romantic as well. So these qualities do are depicted whenever the headline is leaning towards the amount of moon. This is also the area for madness, but I would not say this is what the book says. If the headline really dips downwards towards the amount of moon, I would say it has got more to do with bringing in some kind of artistic skills in one's work. So he is into a field where he is into the art field, but consider that, let's say that a person is not in the art field. Like take a case of the football player Pele. Everybody must have heard his name. So even his headline leans downwards towards the amount of moon. So those people kind of bring artistry in their work, whatever work they are doing. So that person, Pele, the football player, brought artistry in football. So it can be in any field. It is not necessarily only in the field of movie making. It can be in any field where a person, even a scientist, can have the headline leaning towards the amount of moon. Although for science and mathematics, this is the area of Mercury. This is the area for science and mathematics and engineering skills. The downwards movement of the line brings more of artistry. So a person who is in the movie making, certainly this is certainly a very good sign, and they would be able to reinvent themselves because the headline, whenever it moves downwards, it these people are very changeable kind, very moody kind. So those things can also get applied in his particular case. The other aspect that needs to be seen is a prominent padded area of the mount of Venus. See, for any person who is in filmmaking or a person who is into making food or making clothes, the amount of Venus needs to be prominent. Mount of Venus, whenever it is prominent and padded. So we do find that this area appears to be well padded. Whenever the Mount of Venus appears to be well padded, those people are extremely graceful. They love beauty, they are attracted towards beauty, and they are extremely graceful. So whatever movies they would make very graceful kind of movies, and those people would be able to picturize things in a very beautiful way. So this is what is depicted by the prominent mount of Venus. Prominent mount of Venus also makes a person extremely warm by nature, very cordial by nature. These people are able to attract many people. They would make many partnerships and they would make many relationships in their life. So mount of Venus, whenever prominent, is considered to be a good sign. Venus is also the area of your energies. How much energies and how much desires do you have in your life? So a prominent mount of Venus would certainly bring more high energy levels and stamina and vitality. Even if you take a look at the hand of Steven Spielberg, the filmmaker, even he has a very prominent, very well padded mount of Venus. So it may be much more well padded in the case of Steven Spielberg, but even in his case, it is reasonably good well padded. So there's one songwriter also who has a very, and a singer also, an English singer. He also has got a very prominent mount of Venus. The name of the English songwriter singer is Elton John. Even he has a very prominent mount of Venus. So mount of Venus does play a major part, and whenever it is prominent, it brings huge amount of grace and beauty in one's work. In general, if you notice the shape of the fingers, the structure of the hand appears to be like having a strong kind of a bone structure. It is not a weak kind of a hand, and there's reasonably well padded area on the palm and the fingers as well. The padding is there. The skin is around it's not a feeble kind of a, not a weak kind of a hand that we see out here. So whenever we find this kind of a formation, it automatically brings in richness in content. So these people have got huge amount of content, huge amount of, they have got many stories to tell, and they would be able to reinvent themselves, and they would be able to come out of problems because of a strong structured hand. A weak structured hand are likely to crumble under pressure. Like even he has got huge amount of pressure from many quarters, and for the movie he has made, but he has stuck to his ground, and nobody has been able to pull him downwards. And he's continuing to do what he loves doing, and to basically bring such a person down is quite difficult. So these are the things that I could see on his left hand. I do not have the right hand image. That's the reason why I would not say anything. I can't say anything regarding what is showing up in his right hand. One more thing I need to add out here is that people generally wonder, like, how much success can be seen on one's hand. Now, the reality is we can't actually quantify success at all by looking at the hand. We can just notice the qualities that the person may have, and a person who does have qualities is likely to be extremely successful. So you would also notice that he doesn't appear to have a solid kind of a money line. I can't even notice that he has got a money line. I can't even notice he has got a sun line. So these lines may be there, or they may not be there. I'm not very sure about that. But it's not necessary that we need to have a money line in order to get more money. Uh, it's only that we should not have feeble and weak lines, very dim and unclear lines. Some people have got very dim, unclear, broken kind of lines, so those are basically considered to be bad. I don't notice any of those lines out here. If a person doesn't have any line, it's all okay. Even then the person would have good amount of work in their life, and they would be hugely successful. And if a person does have a good solid money line, even that is considered to be good. So I can't give my opinion regarding the money and the sun line, because actually I don't see on his particular hand. Even in top actors' hand, I've seen few top actors' hand. They don't have got a money line or the sun line. Sun line is, people say, that is the line for name and fame. So this person Vivek, he has world fame, and yet you see he doesn't have a sun line at all. So that's it for this particular palm reading. Hopefully you liked it. If you did like, do subscribe to my channel, and and this is the phone number and the email that are there. And one more important thing I need to point out here is that we can come to know about money from almost all aspects of our hand. It can be our heart line, the headline, the life, the sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, or any other line in a palm that can mark success. Money line can only tell 15% of how much money we may be able to accumulate in our life. It's not necessary that money line can tell everything regarding how much money. A saint once said, you don't need to go to an astrologer or a palmist to know about your future, because you already know your future. Present is the result of past. How will be my future? Future depends upon what you are doing in the present. What are we? We are product of our thoughts. So the thoughts that come to our mind are really important. Keep positive thoughts and keep good company. That's what matters the most. Thanks again for watching this video. Do like and do subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye. Take care.